we rejoin this scene as the four of you are being led into the warehouse. Your hands held and manacles being placed behind your back as you are being led down, so further into the warehouse, and then you see a board being pulled over and a staircase that goes down. You are being led away with many people like practically throwing you around at this point.
You're on one of those like cannibal spits, you know, when the tied to the stick.
Yeah.
Just like 6 guys on each end.
We shall feed well tonight. But you are being led further down and into a sort of like a natural cavern system, which sits under the city. You've heard the click of manacles, the click of manacles, the click of manacles. Visera, your manacles don't click. As you were being led along by a figure you were like, I felt like I recognized, and then it just didn't click for you. As you're being led along. After about, not too long, maybe 5 minutes of a bit of slow walking, it's not like huge caverns and stuff, this is sort of a walkway, but it's a naturally occurring thing that Orvos is sat on top of. You had no idea this was him. You are taken to what is now unfortunately familiar for the ladies and for Al, a cell, Visera. Just as you're being held and led, and you clock that you've not been bound, you hear just a whisper in your ear being like, Visera, what are you doing here?
Do I recognize the voice?
You heard it not too long ago. At a particular bothy.
I know who it is, but does Visera? Can I recognize the voice?
I will give you that Artemis is the figure behind the mask who has not clamped your manacles shut and is leading you. Seems to be in a enough of a position to like dictate a bit of the flow of what's going on, but is just leading you along, going like, "What are you doing here,
Artemis? You're with the rebels."
It's complicated, but what are you doing here? They know who you are.
My mother is in danger. Okay, I'm trying to help. I'm trying to smooth the situation. I simply want to set up a talk to work it all out. I don't mean anybody any harm.
These are not the people to talk out their feelings. I'll do what I can. Just don't do anything stupid.
I'm trying not to.
I'm sure you are. And like, it's a little bit of both of you. You are led to iron bars and so it's like a little cavern that they've put some iron bars in front of, where you are all four, you three pushed in first, quite roughly, and as Artemis leads you in last and sort of just, don't do anything stupid.
I won't. Please try to help us.
Boom. Let him stew. Come on. And give you one final look before the four of you are left together in a cell.
Is there anybody else around, like within earshot, or are we alone?
There is a couple of guards sort of like nearby keeping an eye on the cell. So you have a moment together as a gang.
Aylwin is still drunk. Question mark.
At the moment, yeah.
Yes.
Cool, okay.
An hour.
Just trying to think about how useful it is talking to you right now.
Aylwin, what were you thinking?
Yeah, I feel somehow kind of responsible for this.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, no, sorry about that. I've had a very bad day.
Why don't you go and lie down in the corner and have a little sleep?
Cool. She goes and sits in the corner. Mm-hmm. She's not going to lie down. She wants to listen to what's going on.
Yeah, and sleeping for you is also...
Yeah, and also sleep is not a thing.
Yeah, which means you have to suffer your hangovers leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't just get to go to sleep and then wake up with it. It's like, it slowly gets worse over time.
Yeah.
Meditating. I'm going to meditate. This is getting worse.
Yeah.
Very well. Gang, you have a moment together. What do you do?
I don't think this is the worst thing that could have happened. I possibly think this is actually the directest way to meet the Harlequin, which is who we're here to talk to. So, as much as I would love to scold and berate and chastise Aylwin, I don't think we need to, and I also don't think it's what she needs right now.
I think you can throw me under the bus, and that'll let you guys off.
No.
Listen, I agree with the frog. We're in this together. We're here now. It's not the infiltration I'd imagine, but I think we can use this to our advantage.
Also, I beckon everybody into the corner so we're all kind of huddled around you, and I just show that I'm not actually bound.
That's an interesting turn of events.
Yes, one of the guards is Artemis.
Who's Artemis?
The traitor.
What?
He's not a traitor. He's clearly...
He tried to kill us.
But he
When?
didn't.
Who?
At the bothy. My friend.
Oh, yeah. Him.
He tried to kill the children.
He was with a rebel group. He tried to warn us.
This rebel group?
Quite.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I thought it was the Empire that tried to have them killed.
I'm very confused.
As am I. But he is on our side and he's going to try and help.
How do you know that?
Because he told me and I feel as though I can trust him.
Look, I think something that would be... Look, I know you don't want to throw me under the bus, but I think... I mean, I did drink pretty much most of the ale in the Tide District, so I think you can say our friend was drunk, she doesn't know what she was doing, and...
Well, you've been punched in the face.
And I've been punched in the face.
Yes,
now.
I think that's justice. I think that's...
Oh, you think
dealt
that's
with.
sorted? You think just the punch to the face and they'll be, like, cool now?
Well, I think as soon...
Is that how things work? They punch you in the face?
You hear heavy footfalls on stone and claws. But as you see walking past, you see the red scaled form of V walk past and have a moment's confused pause.
V? V!
And he walks on.
Okay, we've got a lot of people.
I will say,
know here.
with him, there is a number, maybe 3 or 4 kobolds with him. And I will say that you do see he is, like, he pauses and waits for them to, like, he watches you lot as he shadows in, not shadows in, what's the word I'm looking for? Ushers past this collection of, like, very destitute looking kobold people who are being led further into the caverns. You do clock that there is this sort of, I know you, or what are you, okay, but just looks and moves on. Gives you a final look.
I think we should discuss together as a party, as a band of fellows, friends, what we want to come of these talks, because at the end of the day, we're asking a rebel group to sit down with an empire. More often than not, that story ends in one of those groups dying.
Well, I want the leader to sit down with my mother and Thesis. Thesis, as we clearly know, is lax with some of the rules.
He's sympathetic.
He's rather sympathetic. And I trust my mother. I trust that she wants the best for all of us, whether that be Empire or otherwise.
Let's decide who does the talking then, shall we?
I'm going to say not me. Look, I'm willing to do it if you need me to. If you need me to, but I would probably say that there are better orators.
Maybe a movement role for you. Something more physical.
I can punch someone.
No fighting, please. We do not want to escalate the situation.
If someone hits me, can I hit them back?
No. There are...
Let's say no for now. Hugs and handshakes.
I think I should do most of the talking. And Sisyphus, with your utter delightful charm and way with people, you should assist.
As a figure walks back, it's like, go on. Need to have a chat. So it cracks a knuckle. And the guards who were with you are like, just saunter off for a minute as this one figure is left. As Artemis pulls down his fucking mask, he's like, what the hell is going on? This is the guy that you last time you saw him. You were.
I was beating the shit out of him.
Yeah, you were totally squaring up.
Yeah.
What are you possibly doing here?
Well, we wanted to set up a meeting between your leader, my mother, and this is Lightbrook.
And those children that you tried to kill, they're at they're safe in the city as well. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just taking a dig, but not a jib. That's a genuine dig.
What is it that you are doing here? What is it that the rebels want?
Who sent you?
Tide. Baron Tide.
Here.
Yes.
Tide sent you to an undercity.
Yes.
Okay. You see him computing. Everyone give me an insight check.
26.
Oh. Whoa. That's a 17.
As a 12.
11, 12, 17. I will say you two don't particularly clock this. You clock maybe because there's a part of you that remembers the instincts of a child or a young person, and that you can put together, like, you know how someone will try to teach themselves how to lie ultimately, but if you've known them when they were a kid, there's just that little energy that lingers. And as you send Tide, you see him clock or take a note for himself, almost like he's gathering something. New information, but confused. I will say with a 26. I adore that this frog has high insight. This is great.
Well, he's reading humans to
I love it.
learn how
And
to
create character. He's like already doing a full character study on this guy.
Yeah.
When he's saying who sent you, he says it very clearly, and he's looking for a name. And I'll say with a 26.
That name is. It's written on his face.
He rips open his shirt, it's written on a t-shirt.
Team Terry.
He says it aloud.
Yeah. I'll say this is incredible. He is looking for a person or he looks to you as if, am I leaving? And you clock, I will say, this is incredible insight roll. The way he's looking at everyone here, the way he's looking at you, the way he's asking, it's like, am I blown or am I out? Am I out? And you see a disappointment, which he instantly covers and then goes back to how he is.
I'm going to walk over to the bars and go, rat.
Artemis, can you set up a meeting?
Your friend Artemis is a rat.
Who sent you? Is he in the city?
Tide sent us. He is not in the city.
Our friend here is most likely working for the Empire, which would explain why he came and attacked our children, tried to kill them, and now why he's worried that he is discovered.
I'm gonna set her loose on you.
That is a nice bruise, actually. You managed to get that down quite well.
Want to try again?
Do you want to go?
Calm down.
Do you want to go?
Down.
Hugs and handshakes, guys. Hugs and handshakes.
No, I'm gonna kill him.
Artemis, just tell us the truth. What is going on?
He's not gonna tell you.
Ow.
Make a persuasion check.
Ow. Yeah, but also...
Oh, for goodness sake!
That's that one.
I was putting up my...
They were friends. They are no longer. She has no sway.
I'm going to cast Charm Person.
Oh, no.
Following...
Is that going to be...
No, but I'm going to say following literally what just happened with everyone here, this is now an adversarial relationship. So it would be an advantage for him, but let me just double check.
Because it's that or I cast the first Mischief. And if he's a rat in the Rebels, bad for the...
But I feel sad for Visera.
Oh no, it says fighting it. So you're not fighting it, I would argue at this
Okay.
point.
So I'm going to come to the bars and like level with him whilst behind my back.
I will argue, so that is a particular like warcaster thing, is the ability to do things with your offhand. I will say
okay.
for a spell, you do have to deliberately try and cast a spell.
Cool.
which I'm totally you can totally
Yeah.
because it's verbal and somatic. Yes. So
Yeah.
okay, you draw symbols of power in the air, which are triangles. With a second level, it's just it's first level.
Yeah.
Just a quick little triangle made. Vroom. So wisdom save. What is your DC, please?
15.
You say rat, and I also I don't know what part of his insight into performances, but you say rat, and he sort of stonewalls you, and you lot all kick off. He starts trying to get her closer, and I will say there's some part of you that's like, with that 26 rolling over just a little bit more because you've chosen to cast a spell. There's a little bit more to this, and I need him to treat me as friendly. Because he didn't bulk at rat, tell me. Charm, and he fails his save.
Yes, Lord, it is it'll truly work. I love you.
Okay, what do you say?
I'm gonna at the bars with him. Friend, I'm sure it's more complicated than this has very quickly become. We too are in a situation we don't want to be in. Look, I'm sure your situation requires some sympathy, and I will assume generously that you have to start telling us the truth. You didn't fight at the bothy. Your heart's not in this. So what is?
Look, I've been embedded for some time, okay? Now, if he hasn't sent you, then I'm clearly not made, so I have to stay in here this little bit longer. But I thought you might be here to take my report back to him, or...
Who is he?
The elf.
Sir Alistair.
I thought you were with him, but if you're not... Look, these are not good people. And you should not be here. They're not gonna... You won't be able to talk your way into this. They have a chalice. They are getting instructions. You might have to prove to them in their language if you want to convince them. Look, I will do what I can, but you come here, quick. Fucking idiot. And like, do you...
Yeah, I go to him.
His hand glows as he lays his hand on you, and your drunkenness is cured.
Thanks, babe. Ooh, that was bad. Sorry, everyone.
Look, he is here as well. I don't want to do what he says, but I've been embedded for years, keeping an eye, feeding information back.
What does he do with the information? What does he need the information you give him for? What does he do with
It's
it?
his currency. It's how he moves in the world. It's how we resist against an empire.
So Sir Alistair is against the Empire. He's the leader of the rebels.
Not leader so much. He's from the Amber Consortium. It's not exactly as if he's come here to be chummy with the Empire.
Oh dear.
You're saying the Harlequin and this organization, it's darker than a movement of self-liberation. It's not for freedom, but something
It's
else.
a mix. It's where the downtrodden have taken up. There's lots of good people down here who've been abandoned elsewhere. Not everyone gets to live in a castle. There are good people who have rallied behind charismatic fanatics. But I've played my part for long enough.
Is the Harlequin one of these fanatics?
The Harlequin is the chalice. Connection to whatever being pushes their... They can be summoned. I don't have long.
What do you think we should do? Should we try to escape or do we stay here?
If you run, you ain't gonna get your meeting. Just... They don't necessarily talk in words, they talk in action and strength. Just bear that in mind with whatever you're doing.
Fancy setting up a meeting between us and the Harlequin?
Oh, I can't.
Okay.
But if shit hits the fan, then I guess I'm blown. So... I'll do what I can.
We will keep your secret, I promise, Artemis.
Is V... I'm trying to distinguish between the people here that... I think the fanatical element of this group is going to be a large obstacle in actually helping the people down here. Who is on what side?
There have not been many who can strike at the Empire. We move in the shadows and feed back information to our friend, the elf, who has used it to counter them across the continent beyond. And yet, people like Garth have managed to take hits and inspire people that they can fight back against the Empire.
Garth?
Yeah, he's one of the assassins that they use here. He was there at the bothy.
Yes, charming fellow.
Can I roll to see if I, make the connection? I don't know if I would make the connection, so I'm just wondering if,
Roll a...
is that... Or can I... Should we say that I don't? I don't know,
It's
because
a
the
name
first
that's
name's
familiar to you. Even, I will say you make the connection even if it's not true. But your mind instantly, because this is a moment of trauma.
Sure.
So they were trying to kill the kids to strike at the Empire.
If this is the same Garth that I'm thinking of, this is very bad news for us.
What Garth are you thinking of?
I had a friend when I was a kid, and I accidentally gave him a bit of information about something that was happening.
What's going on? And Artemis is like, nearly done! Just come here, quick. Just grabs you again and gives you another 10 hit points. As this paladin.
I really needed that.
Be careful. There's a lot of people down here, some sympathetic and some just harboured for safety where they can't get it elsewhere. Just know what you want. I'll do what I can.
Thank you.
And he goes.
Garth?
A lot of people died. And it was my fault. But I trusted him. And he was my friend, and I have lost everything because of him. That's how I see it.
And he may be here.
If it's the same person, and it seemed like to me at the time that he ratted us out, so that would track that he's here.
He would recognise you?
She's a massive elf.
Quite.
What did he mean by showing strength?
I'm not sure. I don't believe that we should start a fight with them. We are severely outnumbered.
Well, it does sound like, if it would be possible, it sounds like the Harlequin is misleading these people. And that actually there's a lot of people here that do need a leader, and do need a voice at this table. But perhaps it's not the Harlequin. For now, let's, I would say, progress as if we were trying to get them to the table and see if we can...
I think we keep our cards close to our chest.
There we go, there's the metaphor. That's good, did you...
I just, I like games.
Aylwin, yes. Fantastic. Can I sneak out through the bars? Because I'm a frog.
No.
Have you got, is your cat with us?
No, cat's with the
Cats with the kids.
delinquents.
Okay. But you give it a few more moments and guards return. Open the gate. Have you kept your manacles on?
Yes, yeah. I'm pretending I'm totally bound.
Okay, but it was behind. Yeah? Okay. Oh, come on. They gesture. You will go with?
Yeah.
What order, please?
I'll go first.
I'll go second.
You are led down further tunnels, which, without too much delay, open out into a wider cavern with an underwater runway, waterway. Natural caverns open underneath here with sort of a waterway that's run through, and you see an encampment. Tents, fires, people around. You see plenty of dragonkind, dragonborn, kobolds, just bundled together in groups around fires. You see the odd one of them has little flames on their fingers, and they sort of feed and play with the fire a little bit, particularly for some of the younger kobolds who delight in the joy of seeing their cousins, with their gifts granted from dragon lineage of generations ago and all this kind of stuff. But lots of people look at you, and then you see tougher looking groups. There's factions, various peoples who have found a place not of the city where they are amongst their people. But you are led past this and over a sort of bridge that goes over the river and taken through towards a back sort of canyon that seems to be carved out and made a little bit wider from this bit. But you see lots of people. I'll say you see V again, who is with another encampment of people with the same black dragonborn that you saw before as well, the slightly slenderer one with the long sort of tail. And you see her sort of leant against him a little bit as he sort of is like holding a little and just but watches as you go, and you just see his eyes do linger on you again. He sort of stands, and that's the last you see of him as you are led through more of the campaign. But you do see all sorts of people down here who are clearly malnourished and not looked after, but there is like attempts to washing and drying and like trying to live a life of what they can. Everyone go roll history checks for me.
That's a nat 20. -1, so it's 19, but it's nat 20.
19.
5.
Yeah, so you do got the say, yeah.
Yes.
12. Okay, nat 20 and a 19.
Same
I think
as that.
you know to look for. You can see where peoples can't find a home elsewhere, they can band together to at least just be companionable. Like to find, even though like these factions don't necessarily all are not a cohesive unit, but it's us versus them.
Sure.
With an at 20, I will say you see a couple of other Yanti people, snake people who are down here, which with a natural 20, I'll say more likely to be found in a desert environment than out here, like more likely to be found in the inner part of an empire.
Okay.
But they're not there. They're here, hiding. And I think you just begin to see peoples around, various, like, save me describing every kind of, it's a motley mix of groups and peoples down here, but you see a handful or more of people who you would expect to see further into the empire are down here, not on the surface, but below. Passing these sort of the bits, you get to more warrior type people. You see people with arms and weapons and very much like keeping an eye and having a look at everyone else as well as you are led towards the back, where you see sort of rise up and a bit of a, for lack of a better word, a throne as
Love that.
a person with, nice robes of checkered colour, very Harlequin-esque, and with a hat with it's that Harlequin hat without the bells on the corner, but it kind of gives a semblance of either a crown or a bit of a chalice. Like it's ostentatious in a place like this. As this person lounges like with one leg up on one of the arms of this chair and sort of moving nearby and talking to some of the others. For the first time in years, Elwyn, you will see an older, greyer, scarred Garth. And all of you who saw in the fight the assassin that came for the delinquents at the bothy. A bit of a sort of, not quite a circle, but everyone in their groups begin to turn as you approach this throne and this figure where Garth is very much sort of like down it's only like a couple of steps up, but this figure is elevated in their mind. Make perception checks, everyone.
7.
13.
12.
11.
Ugh.
I'm so sorry, 11,
12.
12,
7.
13.
okay.
The dice do not want this.
The dice do not want us to perceive. They do not wish for it. I've just written fuck in my notes. So thanks.
As this happens, the Harlequin begins to speak. And who are these strangers that we have come to visit us? I hear you have made quite the entrance.
Yes, that was not our meaning. We simply wanted to say hello and offer some assistance where we can.
Some of you are quite familiar to us. This is quite charming. Assistance, you say?
Yes.
How could you assist us as you sit upon your proud hill?
Am I upon my proud hill now? No, I am before you.
I'm from a pond.
Thank you, Odysseus. The Empire has invaded Orvos.
And what have you done to stop it?
Well, I've come to you. My mother and you clearly want the same thing.
Oh, we don't. She never has.
What is it that you want, then?
I am a chalice. I am a vessel.
For?
For the chief, says Garth.
And who might the chief be?
Garth has this smile. Go on, chalice. Let them out. Make, as you have approached, make a perception check with advantage.
So can I just clarify? So there's the chalice, and then Garth is separate to the chalice.
Yes.
So
The chalice is the hat.
the chalice is the hat, and Garth is wearing the hat.
No.
The Harlequin is a different. Okay, thank you.
Harlequin's
There
wearing
are two figures here.
Okay.
Harlequin, who is on the throne
Yeah.
With that.
with the hat,
Yeah.
in this costume.
Yeah.
12.
How close do you get?
So he's on like up some stairs, or
Like
just
2 steps.
Okay, I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm at the bottom of the steps.
Okay, so you got close. As Garth over to one side, so you're all with Viseria.
Yeah.
So you are probably the other side of the group, and you and Garth you're definitely eyeing each other as you get that close to make your point. And as Garth says, "Go on, Chalice, let him out." You see the familiarity behind the makeup of what they are. This person is dressed up with this and the hat, but you see as this person takes a moment of hesitation and as you see a body you are familiar with but haven't seen in some time, as Malik's body, and like their body is just wrenched, like blood bending, like they are sort of like something happens. Well, this is exciting.
Malik!
Oh, he's gone now. Now, this is interesting, because you two know each other. Sister's champion! How is she?
I'm so confused.
This is not his voice. This is not his body. It's like he's been possessed. Now tell me, how is she? What does she say? It's been some time since I've spoken to dear sister.
Auntie?
This is Malik, my brother, except
He's
it's not.
gone now. Boring is just very useful for a vessel.
Then who are you? And what gives you the right to take over my brother's body?
I have every right. You may call me the Great Thief, or the Body Snatcher. Either one will do. He's just quite convenient. It seems my sister has made good use of your connection to us. Her mark flows with your hair. So tell me, why do you come here and interrupt the conflict I have with Brother Soul?
Perhaps we want the same thing.
do you? Tell me more.
Look, we're not necessarily saying that we're on the same side as the Empire. Okay, we have come...
Good, because if you were, you'd be dead.
We have come from Barren Tide. We travelled with Thesis Lightbrook and Sir Alistair. And I want to help my mother regain control of Orvos.
Ooh. Spooky. Very well. You want control of your city. I move against my brother. What do the rest of you want? Why are you all here?
I still want to know who you are.
All of you make a religion check for me.
Oh dear.
Or a history at disadvantage, your choice.
21.
That's a 6.
17.
14.
17 titles. You may call me the Great Thief or the Body Snatcher. They do not give you their name. Weird that you would know this, but maybe it's something to do with how your training was about taking down great beasts and about taking down, dragons and other colossal threats to the Empire. A being that works by a title. Some call them spirits. Some call them... There are great beings of power out there. And this being is referring to themselves as a title, and that's what you may call me. The 21, you follow a great spirit. And you, in a moment's shit, realize that there is a being that gives you your power. This one has taken over Malek, and you are looking at a great spirit which is moving against Brother Soul.
You mentioned that your sister had taken control of my hair.
Yeah, she's marked you.
Does that not mean that we might be on the same side?
Make a persuasion check. I will say with advantage. You also have your bardics available, remember?
I've only got one left.
Oh, I see.
So...
Aha, very well. What did you roll?
17.
Yes, this is true. This is true. She does like to get under Brother's skin. Well, he's made her life here more difficult. What do you suggest?
I suggest that you come with me, and I set up a meeting between yourself, my mother, and Thesis Lightbrook.
I have no interest in myself going, but I'll send my chalice. He speaks on my behalf.
Fine.
If you wish to push us, I need to know that you are worthy and that you can actually follow through. Words are so pretty. So many people like words. Boring. Actions better.
Fine. How may we prove that to you?
My champion and your champion. To the death.
Is that really necessary?
He likes to hear the bells.
Who's your champion?
Looks down to Garth. Who's Garth? Pulls a dagger. So if you want my unfettered assistance in whatever your politics are here, I'll let you do it. I'll send my chalice to your meeting. But show me that you have the stones to follow through.
I'll do it.
No, this is mine. For narrative purposes, I think it's better that it's my fight.
Aylwin is our strongest fighter. I still believe that this is a waste of time and blood.
And boring.
Oh, for you, maybe, but I don't care for poems and such. I like to see my touch on the world working. Now, this is also quite fun. Do you want to hear the bells, Garth? Do you want to hear them ring? Go on then, pet. Enjoy. As Garth looks at you. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Garth.
Shame I didn't see you out in the wild.
Yeah, I had no idea you were there. Didn't really leave much of a mark, did you?
If I'd known, maybe we'd have finished this sooner.
Well, it's nice we get to do it now.
I always left a messy end with Sun. Be nice to wrap things up in a nice bow. Second dagger out.
I'm going to walk over to Aelwyn and put my hand on her side. I'm going to say, now I am writing a book about everything that happens with us, and normally I'd like to let things just play out. But narratively, if you could kill him as painfully as possible, I think it would be a great finish to the third act. And with that touch, I'm going to cast Heroism to give her the temporary hit points at the start of each turn.
Okay, at the start of each turn. Okay, roger that.
Do I know what that potion you gave me was?
Nope.
Can I roll to see if I know what it is? Or can I just take it?
I'm going to say, as that occurs, the great thief begins to look and makes a call. It's like, waves a hand, and something happens to Garth.
Shit. Have I got my shit?
You got your shit.
I've got my shit. Okay, great. I can add all that back in.
And as people begin to make this little bit of an arena, you and Garth square off, and he smiles. That was Ethan Reed as Sisyphus Jones, Lizzie Wofford as Aelwyn, Rebecca Hansen as Visera, Ross Green as Aldrich, and Jack Collard as everyone else. The series was recorded by Carlos Baptista de Lima and BlairTan. It was edited and designed by Jack Collard with additional music and sound designed by Michael Ghelfi Studios. The theme and credits music were composed by Odin Orn Hilmarsen. Fable of Shadow is a Phoenix Fables production, and it was supported by Kayla Delcoure as the company manager, Miranda Barril as the project lead, Calamity as the illustrator, and Vanna Reader, Maz, and Casey Powers as the transcription team. This show is dedicated to Penny. I can't thank you enough, but thank you, Penny. And while we listen to Odin's awesome outro, can I entice you to come join our flock on our Discord? There's a load of exclusive events on their way, live streams on Twitch, interviews with the cast and friends of the show, and much more coming to get involved with. It's an awesome place to be, and we'd love to have you with us. Next episode will be live in 2 weeks' time. We'll see you then. And we're going to break there.
Oh, dear God.
We're going to come back afterwards.
What have I got myself into?
Resolve this. You didn't think this was left out in the wild, did you?
No.